Player power again, massive fallouts between players and the club. What's happening at Manchester United following that humiliating loss to Tottenham in the final of the Europa League? The fact that United won't be playing in the UEFA Champions League, is it disorganizing players? Are players feeling antagonized? And could it cost the club? What exactly is happening? My name is Webb. Welcome to the United of Sport. Like, share, subscribe, drop a comment as we get into this serious talk that could feel brutal to some of you who are so sentimental about certain players because it's not looking good. Now, speaking of sentiments, I think I am sentimental when it comes to the internet. Guys, I do spend a lot of time. I think I spend more time on the internet than anywhere. And I do believe it's the story with you and everyone around you. We all spend a lot of time on our gadgets, especially our phones, on different platforms on the internet, doing different things. But question is, are you earning from that internet where you burn a lot of data and time from? If you're not, why not? You can earn because so many of us are earning from there. And exactly that's what I'm teaching you. How does the internet pay? How does one earn from the internet? Put your time there to positive use, but also what can you do yourself in your capacity to earn? All of us can do something and earn from this internet because it's gold available for all of us, regardless where we are, how we look, our education, age, and anything. Just come and learn this business called the internet. How does it work? That's my class. In 1 hour, I'm done with you. Let's get it. Now, guys, the player talk and fallouts are beginning to re-emerge. Following that Europa League final, of course, the way we all were expecting a win for Man United, I think even the players, it seems now that people are still looking for scapegoats. And even the players feel they were let down by the manager. Amorim's choice of players, keeping Højlund up top, yet he knows Højlund is not going to score a goal. Amorim's choice of benching Garnacho. You saw the statements Garnacho made. I think even Bruno's statements, low-key, gave you a feeling that something was not right. Now, the reports that are coming in, again, are trying to push the agenda of Bruno Fernandez being sold because Al Hilal are still seriously interested. They are tabling a crazy bid for Man United, but for Bruno, most importantly, they do want to give him a crazy contract that would make him filthy rich. One of, if not the richest players in football history, if he does sign that contract. So it's a mega money contract that they offer Bruno. Now, Bruno certainly will be thinking about it because in his own admission, he has had this offer for a long time. I told you in the last summer, I think, or two before, I think it was the last summer, where his agent, he gave the green light to his agent just before Ineos arrived. He gave the green light to his agent to proceed and speak to clubs in Saudi, Al Hilal to be precise, and listen to what offer they had. This offer is still on the table. Now, reports now claim that Man United have put all their players up for sale. What does that mean? That they are willing to listen to offers for all their players, including Bruno Fernandes. And for me, honestly, I love to hear that. I've said it several times before. I think United can lose Bruno. Not that Bruno is a bad footballer, that's obvious. Only a fool would say Bruno is not a good footballer for Man United. He is, but for himself, Bruno deserves a team performing better than United because he is 30. He cannot retire without winning a major trophy. He will be probably the best player, the best footballer to never win a major trophy. Is that what he wants to do? I don't think it's right for him. I don't think it's fair for him. I don't think this business of saying I want to start Man United for as long as the club wants me, I don't think it matters at all because in any case, Bruno is not going to be the greatest of legends at Manchester United. He's not going to lead this team in the next 2 years to win a Premier League title or a treble. So I feel like for me, Bruno should just stop trying to play the nice guy and do the right thing for his career and the stage in his career that he's at. The right thing for him at this stage is to move on to a club that is going to give him titles. That is one. If not titles, let him go and earn crazy money. Because he is now in the evening of his career. That's a given. It's a fact. Whether you like it or not, you guys have a habit of being sentimental about players. Bruno has given enough to Man United. He can give more, but the more that he can give, I don't think is what Man United need now. United are rebuilding. They need to restart. Bruno needs also to go somewhere else where he's going to be facing a new challenge, better players, top world-class players like him, and let him compete for titles, because world-class players do compete for titles. United won't be competing for no title next season. They won't. If you can't win the Europa League, what title are you going to win tomorrow? So for me, that's where that's what I think. So there seems to be something going on, and Ineos are also now, and Amorim are also perhaps now beginning to contemplate that, because Amorim, according to what we've just got now today, Amorim wants a certain energy, a certain type of midfielder. I've been saying this consistently, that I've told you guys why I back Amorim is that I feel like largely I view the game of football the way he does. His view of football does not deviate a lot from me, and I'm no coach, but because I like his approach to football. Now, I do know that the midfield, for the system Amorim wants to play, he needs a more energetic number 6. He needs a more ball-playing number 8. He doesn't have those currently. He certainly needs to sign at the very least one solid midfielder who can give you both the defensive contribution, but also directing how the team plays and make the ball play. If you can get one like that, the perfect one would be Vitinha. If it's one player to sign, it would be Vitinha. If there are two, it can be Ederson and maybe Watton, or a midfielder who can really play the ball, get the team playing. But Man United do know they certainly need to sign a solid midfielder, and Amorim is thinking about that. So Bruno could be sacrificed. I told you one thing that's inevitable in this summer is that Man United will have to make sacrifices. You cannot change things if you don't sacrifice. It's impossible for Man United now to be saved without sacrifices. But what we are beginning to pick from within the club points to the fact that even Bruno is not inexpendable. He's not untouchable. He could leave if the right offer comes that works for both the club, but for himself as well. He might want to stay in Europe. Certainly clubs in Europe, including Real Madrid, will be willing to cash in. Madrid are failing on Enzo Fernandez. Of course, Bruno is 30. He's not the perfect age for Madrid to sign him as a replacement for Luka Modric. But in the short term, he's going to make them win titles because he's that good. So Bruno is not untouchable. Have that in your mind. Bear that in mind. I know you people don't want to hear that. I know you people love Bruno and you don't want to hear anyone talk about him and leaving. But just understand, I've given you perspective of what's happening currently at Man United. But also, the guy now who is clearly falling out with everyone, including the supporters who are backing him before, is Alejandro Garnacho. The latest coming in today from Laurie Whitewell is that Garnacho's attitude has become a problem. I've said it here before. The only logical explanation as to why Garnacho was benched and he only played 20 minutes of the final of the Europa League, the most important game of the season, the only reason that happened is because of his attitude. He must have done something that put Amorim off, and he said, I can do it without you. Even if we lose, let us lose. Even because he must have done something. Because the statements he made after the game clearly show you the entitlement in this boy. He feels entitled, and he has always been so. I've always said it before. Garnacho thinks he's the finished article. He thinks he's Cristiano. He thinks he's done. Such a player. In fact, I was pleasantly surprised that after Amorim pushed him out of the squad, he reacted to try and fight back and now get back into the team and adjust and do the things Amorim wanted him to do. And indeed, he did the things and he was back in the squad. But that does not take away the fact that what is in the player's mind and heart. The statements the brother was posting after the final, the words Garnacho himself said, those are not players you want around Man United when you're rebuilding the team. Now, these are the players that have always been instigating this player power, these player revolts that we've always seen affecting coaches like Erik ten Hag, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and all the past coaches we had before. Player power at Manchester United has been backed by the culture that had been built around the team under the failed Glazers and their project that had no direction. Now, these are the things that Ineos are trying to correct, and I'll tell you, players who show that they are not going to respect the coach, who are not going to respect the system, who are going to feel entitled, who think it's about them and not about the team, will be let go of, even if you are an academy product. And that's exactly what's going on with Alejandro Garnacho. I can say it with authority that Alejandro Garnacho is going to be bought. out of Man United. You can call it being bought out of his misery. Yeah. For me, it's a good thing for United, a win for my club, because sheer profit, any money from Garnacho is profit, meaning when it comes to the financial fair play, man, our books look better. United needs money. We are in a typical sell to buy situation because we've got so many areas we've got to improve. We are still already battling to find the cash to solve the striking, the number 10, where Amorim wants to. Already one has been got, Cunha. We need another and a striker. Now the midfield is glaringly a place of concern. So this is exactly what's happening at Manchester United now. They are looking for solutions to let go of those rotten tomatoes. That's a figure of speech. The players who they feel will spoil the rest, they want to be removed one by one. And Amorim has been investing his time in reading these players, understanding them. He said it before. He looks at every detail on a player. How you walk, how you talk, how you move, your attitude, your character on and off the pitch, how you behave. Garnacho, and tinting his hair yellow before a final and saying the things he said after playing 20 minutes, trust you me, did not impress Amorim at all. And Amorim has been given the authority to run the show. So these players better know that the business is unusual. If they were thinking things are still the way they were under the Glazers, they got it wrong. Amorim has got the full backing, guys. Let me give you this assurance. Amorim has got the utmost backing of Ineos, that if he woke up today and he said, I want Bruno out, he will go. If he said, I want so and so out, they will go. That's how much Ineos are willing to back Ruben Amorim, because they trust him, they trust what he can do, they trust his style. They were so meticulous in making their choice of a manager. One thing generally, as I wind up, that I like about the whole situation, and also that in hindsight, I'm feeling now good about the loss to Tottenham, is that, first of all, of course, it gave us a reality check, clearly and certainly, but also it has exposed, that loss has exposed the bad behaviors, the wrong attitude, the bad characters that we've had in this team that were covered by the whole Ineos takeover and Amorim coming in and everything he was doing. So we're all focusing on that and almost forgetting about the issues that individual players had, issues that we had seen in the past regime of Erik ten Hag. So we saw that there are players who had the wrong attitude. We saw that consistently, but all the things had been overshadowed by the hope that Amorim would somehow turn things around and United finish top 4. Which was unrealistic. We would say it probably here, but it was just because we are fans at times and we're just trying to push the team to go on. But the reality is, there are certain players we know and we have known for a long time have not got to start Man United because they have got the wrong attitude, the wrong temperament. There are certain players you read and you're like, no, these players are not good enough. Casemiro inclusive. Casemiro has changed his things around in terms of his performances, made Amorim change his mind. But Casemiro, the way he behaved when Erik ten Hag dropped him for the FA Cup final, for me, that I'll never forget. It shows you the player he is. Amorim saw it behind the lies, has been seeing behind these lies. These players are frauds. They are the biggest frauds. Globally, footballers are the biggest frauds. They can pretend to back a coach. They can fail a coach. Because they're the ones who play the football on the pitch. So we know, we Team Amorim know, the players who are not really for us, who are just there to earn their money, who are just there to trick the manager. They're just pretending to save their payday. But the reality is, Amorim has been seeing behind these lies, and trust you me, he's soon going to pull the trigger because he has been given the authority to do so, and he has got the full backing of his employer. So sit down, relax, and enjoy the show because it's just getting started. Just like if you have not started earning online, you're lagging behind because for certain people, it's just getting started and they are loving it. Internet money, guys, is for all of us. Everyone can earn on the internet. It's just a matter of understanding how it pays and then know what you can do to earn from it. My name is Webb. I'm waiting for you to learn as we follow this player revolt at Man United and the whole mess that's beginning to brew. But trust you me, Amorim is going nowhere. Don't you be fooled by no one. He's going nowhere.